Hello, everyone. My name is Marta Friedman. I am one of the librarians at Wolfson campus. And today I'm going to show you everything and all the services that Learning Resources has to offer to our current students. It will be some of the services and in addition also the library information resources, which are all our collection of physical books, electronic materials, and etc. So I'm going to share my screen and you are going to follow me through all the steps as I do the research of information. Now allow me a few seconds. I'm going to interrupt the webcam so when I start sharing my screen, you can see only the screen and I don't take a bandwidth from the recording. Okay, so we are ready. As you see, we are here in Miami Dade College main page. Under the academics, you find the libraries. Click on that link. And this takes us to the Learning Resources page. Learning Resources is the department that includes the libraries. First, I want to mention some of our services, which are technology and tutors. Right here on this link, you click on Tutoring Lab and Technologies, and you can make an appointment in person or virtually with a writing tutor. Writing tutors are very important because they can help you shape up your paper, check your citations, make sure your paper is coherent. Of course, you have to do the research of all the information that will back up the knowledge and the opinions that will be on your paper. And there is where the librarians play the role of helping you find that information. But remember the writing tutors. You can make an appointment with a writing tutor, which, as I mentioned before, is part of our services and it's free to all our students. You make the appointment on this blue link, and if you need a little bit of more guidance about how to make the appointments, please watch this video. And all the details that you need and you are doubting will be right there. So now let's continue, and I'm going to click the Home tab on the Learning Resources page, and this takes us to the main page where we embedded right here a search box, and we can start immediately doing a catalog search of all the information resources that we have and that we subscribe to. Before doing that, I want also to mention under the Research Tools and Services tab, which I am clicking right now, you find direct links to several of our sources. For example, here you have links to everything that has to do with articles, databases, magazines and journals. If we keep scrolling down, we have all the links that takes you to the books. May them be physical books that are on paper or be them electronic. These, the EBSCO, the Overdrive, the more ebooks are all the electronic books. And here are links to the catalog and books that are part of the collection of the textbooks that your professor give us a copy and we keep in the library. I am continuing to scroll down and we have links to streaming videos. You can watch for free all these videos. Some of these include movies, others are only documentaries and more scholastic videos. I recommend that you go and you please explore. And at the bottom, we have the LibGuides. LibGuides are kind of mini websites that librarians created, and many of those are related to topics and subjects that you may be researching. So they will give you guidance about how to find information resources on that specific subject. On the right side, you see that there are links for Ask a Librarian. You can chat, email, or text a librarian. And this is a service from the whole state of Florida that we librarians from different colleges and universities, we take turns and answer questions from our students. So please do not hesitate to use Ask a Librarian. And now I'm scrolling all the way up. Again, I am going to our home tab. And here is that search box embedded in our web page where I'm going to start immediately to do a search. Of course, you can search for anything. It could be current events, it could be the name of a person, it could be a title of a book, anything. So I'm going to search. I selected a topic that is very general and it gives you an idea of how to access all those information resources. So I'm typing gun control. And I click search or enter. And it will take me now to the real, we call it the catalog. It's really a discovery tool. And why it is a discovery tool? Because it has its own search engine that will go inside all those other databases that we subscribe to and will search inside them. So you'll get in using this catalog, not only the books that we have, but also everything that we subscribe to, articles, streaming videos, magazines, books online and books on paper, etc. Now, I have a set of results that came out from my search about gun control. The very first step is to sign in. Why do you need to sign in? Because all the electronic resources, the online resources, require authentication. So you need to show that you are a student of Miami Dade College. This is not a public catalog that everyone can use their content. So I clicked sign in, and now you will select my MDC account. And here you are going to log in with exactly the same authentication, the same username and the same password that you use for anything that you do at the college. When you register to classes, when you check your email, when you check grades. My login is a little different because I'm a staff member. So it's not my first name period, last name 001. It's, you see, as you see, but you will use exactly the same authentication that you use for the college, as I mentioned before. Bear with me while I type my name and my password. And now all the links in the catalog will work. Now, as you can see, there is a link that is available online. If I click on it, it will take me to the subject. So let's explore what we got here. For gun control, the first thing I have is about the topic. It's an entry, it's information that comes from an encyclopedia, and this is general information about gun control. This information from encyclopedias serves several purposes. One of them is you can use this as part of your introductory paragraph. You can also, when you are not very familiar with the topic that you're going to research, perhaps you want to read what is this in general, and from there select a more focused, narrower aspect of that topic that you are proposing to search. This is an online resource. You can see the title, Gun Control, describes a little bit what's the content, and it says the source is from an encyclopedia of issues. So my link says full text available. You click on the link, and it will take you to that encyclopedia. I'm waiting for it to load, and I'll show you. Each link works a little different. In this case, this encyclopedia shows me the table of content. I can open it, the whole PDF, the encyclopedia on the desktop. I personally like to go to the table of contents and find here, I see that they have the issues and the topics in an alphabetical order, A to Z entries. Each one, of course, is different, so you have to learn to navigate and explore. And I know gun control will be under the letter G, so I'm looking for G, and I'm expanding it and scrolling down until I find gun control. It takes me straight to the entry, and I can read about gun control right here. This is just the page 282. That will be about, so I have to scroll a little bit down, and it starts right here. And there are several pages. And this is some of the information that maybe you need to collect for your paper. Now I am closing this book and I'm back in my catalog. As you see, the first item that it displays is a book. And I know this book is a physical book, it's a book made of paper because it has a physical location. It is at Kendall and it has a place on the shelf with these letters, HV7436, that it's called a call number. A call number is kind of like the address of the book on the shelf. If you're interested in getting this book, and this book is in a campus that you go and you are planning to go, you can just screen caption the page, take a photo, bring it to the library, and we are going to help you to find it on the shelf. Once you get it, you can check it out and take it home for 3 weeks. Let's click to see who else has this book. It says that it's apparently only at Kendall. So when I click, it offers me the option to request it. Request it means that you can ask Kendall to send this book to any campus of your choice. So you click request, a form comes up and it says pick up location. And you said, I want to pick it up at Wolfson. And after that, you send the request, and this book will be sent to the campus of your choice. You will receive an email that tells you the book is at the front desk of, in this case, Wolfson campus. You can pick it up, check it out, take it home for 3 weeks, and you can return it in any campus. You can return it at the same campus you borrow it from, or another campus. We are one library with just different locations. So you can take from one, return it in another, and we send it from here to there. If you don't come to pick it up, no big deal, no penalties. We just keep it in our front desk for 1 week. And then we send it back to the campus where it belongs to, because perhaps another students need to use it. You can see also, if you keep scrolling down, you see description about the book. You see links about the subject. The subject means what the book is about. And if you click, see the subject in this case is gun control in United States. So if I click on it, I'm going to get more books only about gun control in United States. In addition, you can see the creation date. You know, this book was published in 2013. Gives you a little more information. Further down to the bottom, you have a virtual browse, which show you other books that are on the same topic that the library has. And if you click on it, you'll get straight to the book where it's located. In this case, I click at another book. It tells me it's at Wolfson. Again, you can request it, or you can come pick it up. Sometimes it's a good idea to request, even if it's the same campus, that you're going to come and pick it up, because what if someone else comes and gets it in meantime, if everyone is doing a research on the same topic. I like always to read the description and the contents when available because that also gives me additional keywords, additional issues that I can say, oh, maybe I can concentrate more on this, on that, or guns and violence, no, etc. Now I can just go back to my results list. I follow the hints and the prompts of the catalog, and I'm back into my general research that I did originally. I'm going to refresh it. If I want, I can just click search and it will refresh it and do the search again. Or I can continue seeing which other books. In addition, I see here that I have a book from Valdez Angela. She wrote it, and I'm going to click on the available online. This book is not a paper book like the previous one, it's an online book. So I click on the book, and it takes me to this other database. And in this database, for example, let's see, some databases open straight into the book that you selected. Others, you need a little bit more legwork. So in this case, I see it didn't give me that exact book. I'm still waiting for it to load. And I don't see that the book shows up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the search box and I'm going to type here gun, control, and it's searching, and it gave me several books. And I remember the one I selected was written by Angela Valdez, and it's right here. It's the first one that shows up. So I click and I go to the book. And now I'm opening actually this electronic book. We all wish the internet was like, fast as a lightning, but it's not. It's loading, and the book is right here. And again, in this book, see, we have here all the different chapters about gun control. You can go to that specific chapter. You can search inside the book, etc. And by the way, I know when you write your paper, you need citations. Most of our resources have citations embedded, like you see on the top. It offers you the different styles, MLA, APA. So it depends on the writing style that you're using. You can select that citation, copy and paste it into your paper. This is about how you open an electronic book. But now I'm going to X out of this book and I'm going to show you additional features of our catalog. See the little 3 dots? Every item in our catalog has how to cite it. Here is the citation for this book in the most common formats. Mostly in the college we use MLA and APA, and it's right here. And this is a book on paper, the online book, everything has the citation. Another good feature from our Discovery Tool catalog is that, as you see, I am logged in. My name is on the upper right side. And I have a favorites list. When you do a search for items, you can pin them and mark them as favorites, and they will go to your favorite list. And this is a very easy way to compile a little bibliography, because sometimes we search for things, we don't use them immediately, and then we go back and say, what was that I found? I don't remember the title. I don't remember the author. How can I find it again? I think it's very useful if you pin them, you add them to your favorites. You can always delete them if you don't use them after that. So as you see, we have a big selection of books. We also have some streaming videos that you can watch. And these videos are in a database called Films on Demand. I'm going to click on this one, and I'm going to select the link. Usually I always select the first link, but when you have several links, that means there are different platforms that has the title. You can always, go back and select the other one if for some reason it was a dead link. As much as we try that everything that's electronic and technology, sometimes it can happen that the server is not available, different situations. So always, if one link doesn't work, go back and use the other link. Here is this streaming video. You have the segments of the video, and you can select segments. As you see, they are very short. You can click on the transcript if you go into Cite and you want to quote it verbatim. You can always copy and paste from the transcript. And of course, you're going to add the in-text citation, giving credit, right, to the original author of that idea. You have how to cite it, but of course, our catalog also had the citation, how to. If you need to do a PowerPoint, for example, presentation part of your project, you can embed this video. You click on share, you have an embed link, you can embed it inside your presentation, or you can email the link. One little detail that you have to always remember when you open links from the library that someone sent you, or you are sending to someone, always tell the person, and remember for yourself, to go to the library webpage, log in, leave the browser open, and then click on the links. Because if the other person is not logged in, is not going to have access to the electronic resources. And the computer will remember your authentication as long as you don't close the browser. This is one very, useful thing to remember, because it's very frustrating. You are in the middle of the presentation, you click the link and the link doesn't work. I'm exiting out of this individual record that is about this streaming video, and I'm back into my set of results. As you see, there are a lot of results, a lot of books, a lot of streaming videos, and in addition, we also have articles. See, in total, we have here over 25,000 results. So the next things I want to show you is how you select an article. For the articles, instead of scrolling down all the pages, I am going to the left side that we have filters, and I'm going to select resource type. Resource type means kind of like the container of the information. That information is contained in an article. It's contained in a book. It's on a video. See the different containers of information. So the first one, the articles, is the one I want because most of them or all of them are peer-reviewed. Peer-reviewed, it's also known as scholarly articles, academic articles, and most of your professor wants you to use articles that are academic. Why? Because a peer-reviewed scholarly academic article are articles written by experts on that topic, on that discipline. And in order to an article to be accepted for publication in a journal is a kind of a magazine that includes all the academic articles. It needs to go through a panel of peers that read the article and assess if the article is well-based, is scholarly, a proper research or study or survey has been done, and of course, they check the credentials of the authors of the article to make sure they are academic, they are associated with an academic institution or a research institution. Only then the article is accepted and is published. That way, you are sure that article has authority and validity because of who wrote it. And another way that you can tell that an article is scholarly is because you're going to see inside the article a lot of citations, and at the end, a long page of references or works cited. And that gives you the assurance that it's a scholarly article. So, for example, let's select one of these articles. But still, before selecting an article, I want to give you another tip. All these articles, in total, they are over 9,000, as you can see here in the top. 9,000 is a lot of articles. So I'm going to use another filter. I'm going to the left column under subject. I'm going to expand it, and I'm going to select articles about a specific subject that address a specific topic within the topic gun control. And I'm going to select, let's see, firearms laws and regulations, for example. And that gives me 1,400. So I'm down a little more. And from here, because gun control is a current topic, something that we want to know what's going on now, what we are doing about controlling, the possession of firearms and guns and etc. And by the way, you can play with other keywords. In addition to guns, you can use firearms. In addition of control, you can use policies, for example. Depends on the topic. Sometimes some topics don't have a lot of articles. So you have to brainstorm for synonyms and related words so you can try different searches and find as many as you can and as relevant to your research as you can. So from these ones that are still 1,500, I'm going to apply yet another filter. And this time, because this is a topic that currently it's very important for us and we want to know what's going on now. I don't want to know what's happened 20 years ago or how legislation was 20 years ago or 30 or 50. So I'm going to the creation date, and that is when the article was written. And I'm going to write here instead of 1971 because all these articles, some of them are from 1971. So I'm going to put here 2018. So now I'm refining, so the articles are published between the year 2018 to 2023. That means no older than 5 years. I'm refining, of course I have a lot less, almost 400, 397 I have. And now I can start looking and see which one seems to be. So right here there is an article. This is the title of the article, so you'll know a little bit how to read this record, these tags about this article. This is the title. The authors of the articles are Macmillan, Jordan, Bernstein, Mary, etc. The article was published in a journal called Sociological Perspectives in the year 2022, volume 61, and it takes all these pages from 177 to 195. So we know it's almost a 20-page long article. So you are expect to find a lot of information, a lot of research in a 20-page article. So this is good. Sometimes if I see something that instead of an article it says review, I know it's a half a page or some, so it's not useful. You're not going to get good information. Don't waste your time on articles that are half a page. And the other information that I have is that this article that was published in the Sociological Perspective Journal, I know the point of view of this article is from the social aspect, is how gun control or not control affect us in our society. If it was from the legal point of view, it will be published by a law journal. And the title will say something about legislation or law, etc. So now let's go back to this article. You click either on available online to see which databases have the article, or you can get straight to the PDF. That means the whole article in its entirety. You find it right here. And as you see, you have here the name of the authors, the title, the abstract is a little bit of a summary about the article, but not all abstracts are summaries. And they may not state in the abstract the conclusions. So I recommend you always have to read the whole article. Don't just use the abstract and use that as part of your research. So you see, this is a very long article. It has citations in the middle of the article. It has all the results. It is a research, how they collected the data, how they analyze it. The conclusions will come at the end. And after the conclusions, see, you have the long list of references. That means all the other sources this researcher consulted. And this is also good for you. First, it tells you scholarly article, but in addition, let's assume this article has exactly what you need. And you want to know more information, you can see where the author of the article, what he consulted, what he researched before, and you can try based on these citations, you can try to find these books or these articles for yourself to read and to use it for your own paper. So as you see, now I'm closing the PDF. The other way to get there, instead of straight to the PDF, you can go to the link that says available online. It tells you now it's loading and it's in these two databases. You can click the link and go there to find the article. And here it tells you to accept the cookies, of course. And you can download the article. Here is the PDF to download it. You have how to cite it. And all the way at the bottom. And this article is here in HTML format and also in PDF. When I personally use articles, I prefer the PDF because also the PDF tells you the pages. Look at the HTML version, it has no pages. So when you have to cite and you have to say in what page was that idea that you are paraphrasing or you quoting exactly, you don't have the page. And this is one little caveat of not using the PDF. So I prefer always to download the PDF and read the article in that format. As also, I like to see at all the links, as I mentioned before, see you have other keywords like firearms, gun violence. You have other keywords that they may be helpful when you're doing your research because you run out of options. You keep searching, and you don't find anything. And this is a way of finding additional key terms. So this is about using our catalog, the filters on the left, and selecting either books or streaming videos or articles, etc. Of course, remember I narrow it by the subject. You can keep narrowing more and more and more because I only use, one filter, but you can do the laws and regulation, and they also mentioning, other issues, the legislation specifically, or shootings. So then you're going to see the impact of shooting with the gun, the firearms laws and regulation. You can see all the filters that we apply right here. If you want to exclude some because suddenly your results are too little and you lost some of the stuff, you just X out of some of the filters and it refreshes the search to the previous, filtered results. Now I want to mention also how you can find articles and streaming videos using another way of getting to them, which is through the databases. What are the databases? Right here, see on the top, databases by title. I'm clicking on that link, and this takes us to a long list of databases that the college subscribes to. These databases are where the articles are. Some of these have articles, some have streaming videos, some have electronic books. All the electronic resources are in these databases. It's kind of like at home, you have, your Netflix subscription, your Amazon Video, your Hulu. So this is kind of each one individually has a collection of electronic resources versus the catalog that we searched before is I would do an analogy to the smart TV that you said, I want to watch this movie, and it tells you, okay, it's, in these providers. And you can go and then select the Hulu because the movie is in Hulu, for example. So now I want to show you individual databases, and they are very important because sometimes our catalog gives you so many that is a little hard to gather yourself together and find things. So Academic Search Complete is one of the most used databases because it has articles about every subject. If I'm going to do here gun control, see, it gives me already options. Gun and violence in schools, for example. Let's do that one. And before I click search, I'm going down and I'm clicking full text. So I get an article that is complete, not just a little citation or a summary. And I also going to click peer review. So we get only articles that are scholarly. And now I'm doing search. And the database gave me 62 articles. And this database, again, you can click and have a description of the article, or you can just open the PDF right there. All the databases have on the left side, some of them on the right, but most of them on the left. They have filters. See, you can filter by the date, and it's updating. You can filter by the subject and select a specific subject, etc. The language, in case you find suddenly that a lot of the articles are in other languages, select English. And of course, the subject, show more subjects. Then we have all these subjects. And you select and open the article. And right here in this database, in particular, you have here how to cite it in all the different formats. See, you have to scroll to find your MLA. If you're doing MLA for ENC, if you're doing social sciences, you're going to use APA. If you want to email yourself the article, right here on the right side, there is a little link for an email. And when I email myself, here you're going to put your email, I always send myself the citation in the format that I'm going to use. That way, when I'm writing my paper, I already have everything that I need, and then click send. You get the PDF as an attachment and the citation in the body of the email. And this is very convenient. Also, I'm going back to the databases, another general database that it's very important. It's called Gestor. And I'm clicking the letter J, so I find it immediately. I don't have to scroll through all the ABCs. And it works the same way as the other one. It looks a little different. You're going to click continue without an account because you already are part of MDC, unless you want to create an account that saves things. The cookies, okay, proceed. And here you're going to type your words and the search is going to come up. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to do this session too long. And the next thing I want to show you in the databases is I know many of you sometimes have to do a paper that's either argumentative or has to show different sides on different issues. So we have several databases that present different opinions, point of views, pros and cons. One of them is opposing viewpoints. So I'm going to the letter O, and right here is opposing viewpoints. And in opposing viewpoints, you can type right here your topic. I can put gun control. I'm not going to do any more about gun control. I'm tired of gun control, of that search. So let's see what other issues. They recommend issues also, which is a very good idea if, for example, you don't know what to write about. Go to one of these databases and explore the topics, and then select one from here. So I'm going to choose fast food. And in fast food, I see here that there are several viewpoints that they feature that you can select. Let's do this one. Ultra-processed food like cookies may contribute to cognitive decline. Let's see what this point of view says. So there is an article commentary and why they think that. And if I go up here, see, this is a commentary about why they think processed food may be detrimental to your, health. Also, I can go back and select, other issues. These are featured viewpoints. Here are more viewpoints. American must focus on eating nutritious food. And again, you have here, and you have related content, portions, further resources, so you can use as part of your research. Another database that I find very useful and is one that's called Source Researcher. Under the letter S, see Source Researcher. And here again, I'm going to choose each database, present the topics differently. So you may end up looking and saying, oh, I like, how they present things. Here I'm Xing out of the cookies. And okay, artificial intelligence is one of the top issues going on now. So let me click and see what they said about artificial intelligence. Okay, they have here two different viewpoints. The question is, do the benefits of artificial intelligence outweigh the risks? So one viewpoint is, yes, the benefits outweigh the risk, see? Because artificial intelligence has the potential to improve society. That's what this point of view says. And then he has several articles that support this viewpoint that yes, artificial intelligence has potential to improve society. The other viewpoint says No, artificial intelligence poses a number of risks that could worsen over time. And they offer several links and articles that support that no artificial intelligence is too risky, right? So these are all very, useful databases that you can use to find pros and cons, against and in favor, to support if you have an argumentative essay. There is another one called Issues and Controversies. You can go and also check on that database. And of course, we have all these databases, which are over 100. I'm going right here to all subjects. And we have a lot of databases. Let me get out of the S and put all. We have 117 databases. Sometimes it's a little bit cumbersome to figure out which one you want to use. And for example, if you have a paper about a literary work, literary criticism, you can go right here and select a databases that are only about literary work. See, here are about literature. And of course, they offer this first one we looked that was general because it has everything, also literature. But you have databases like literature resources from Gale. Each one looks a little different, of course. You click on it, and let's say you want something about Robert Frost, which, of course, is one of our major American um, authors, and I'm going to search. And if you have a specific work that he did that you want to exactly, that a poem, a short story, a novel, depends on the author, you type the title right here. In this case, I'm just doing general, and as you see, you get a lot of literary criticism. They analyze his work. And the same way as for literature, you can go and select databases on any subject. You have to do something about computers and technology, go here. You need business, go here. You need art and philosophy, go to these databases. We kind of compile them by subject, so it's a little easier and you don't have to figure out where and what. And last, I want to mention, go in our webpage to the research tools and services and explore all these links. Flipsters are magazines that we subscribe to that you can read online, exactly like the magazine with all the pictures, with everything. Here you have electronic books that you can only search for electronic books. And in Overdrive, we have all the new bestsellers and a big collection of graphic novels that you can read right in your device, in your computer. You can download in Kindle format, etc. In the videos, we have a big collection of movies. Sorry, I'm going to click on this and take more time of this class, but look at Canopy, for example, that has streaming videos. I'm going to click login to MDC, but because I'm logged in already, it redirects me. Remember, I didn't close my browser after I logged in. And see how many we have, how many movies, and each one, if you click this, see how many. And for each category, this many. Tons and tons, and they are all free to our students. And I don't know, at home, I have a Roku and I downloaded the application for Canopy, and now I can watch movies that are in Canopy for free in my TV. Probably the smart TVs you can also download. I didn't try to download that app, but the Canopy app, I mean, you can all try, and all these things are free to our students. As long as you are currently enrolled in the college, you have free access. If you are taking the summer off and you are not enrolled in any, you try to log in, it's not going to recognize your username and password because at the beginning of each semester, we load into the library resources all the students that are enrolled. We cannot keep it open for everyone all the time because if not, we have to pay for a million users, and there is no budget that can endure that. It's like at home we pay for Netflix and it gives us 5 users, right? Well, the college pays for over 100,000 users for everything, but we cannot, and that's why it's only restricted to students that are currently enrolled. Okay, now I'm going to put back the webcam so I can say thank you all for your attention. This is a recorded session, so I'm sorry, I cannot uh, answer questions. But yes, you can contact me. You can contact librarians. I'm going to right here where our webpage. See, contact this tab. All the libraries are listed here. I am from Wolfson, so I am here. This is me. Contact me. The best thing is always email for all the librarians because we may be teaching a class, we may be in a meeting, so the telephone doesn't always work. Just shoot us an email. We can meet you in person, we can meet you virtually. We are always available. And in addition, there's always at any of our libraries, there's always a librarian present in that library that can help you do research. Remember, come to us. We'll help you find the information resources that you need. And good luck with all your papers. Like I used to tell my kids that they are all grown up now, get all A's. And thank you very much for your attention. And see you around at the library. Bye, everyone.